Greetings and welcome to episode 29 of Morrowind Modding Showcases. As always, I'm your host Dark Elf Guy, and this week we once again have a random themed episode with 13 new mods for your viewing pleasure. As always, you can find download links for each mod down in the description below. Now why don't we go ahead and get started with our popular mod of the week. Which this week is Walled City of Balmora by Hargreth, Archimaester Antares, Lucian Fairfax, and WH Reaper. This mod is sort of a compilation of mods, including new walls that surround the city of Balmora, a number of new guard towers, and various small detail additions around the city, like guardrails around the canal. Not to mention there's something of a docking area for rowboats, and numerous streetlights as well. And as you can see here, the wall does pretty much enclose the entire city of Balmora. The temple compound has also been given a facelift, with new statues and gardens. And the Manor District has also been updated with lots of potted plants, statues, ivy, and strings of streetlights. As you can see here. Of course, the Poor District has also been updated, with grass and trash sticking up everywhere, as you can see here. Another new addition is city gates, which are completely functional and remain unlocked during the day. But should you arrive at night, you'll find that the gates are locked to prevent people from sneaking into the city. There's also a new small house added to Balmora, which you can buy for a modest sum of gold. And it contains all the basic house features, as you can see here. For our house mod of the week this week, we have Cedonine House Morganrot by Skill 8. Morganrot is a lovely little cottage on the outskirts of Cedonine, as you can see here, and includes a small docks and ship out back, including a few documents and quite a lot of clutter. Inside is a lavishly detailed abode, with a lovely kitchen and dining space. And like all of Skill 8's mods, there's a number of documents scattered about, hinting at a mystery behind the house. There's also a very lovely bedroom in the attic, with a noticeable Dwemer flair about it. And of course, there's many more documents for you to find, regarding the previous owner. As you can see here. There's also a very small wine cellar, which may or may not hold some secrets for you to find, including something that may be hidden underneath the house. This week's gameplay mod of the week is the Bare Necessities by Destructor36. This mod is a simple necessities mod that forces you to eat and sleep on a regular basis. And it comes with a number of configuration options that you can toggle on and off, as you can see here. You need to eat and drink every 8 hours in order to stay healthy. And this includes things like small kwama eggs, scrib jelly, rat meat, or bread. And for drinks, this includes alcohol, like grief or sujama. Not to mention, you also need to rest for about 6 to 8 hours a day in order to keep your sanity. If you don't do any of this, you'll suffer penalties, such as drained strength, intelligence, and endurance. And if you don't eat, eventually you'll starve to death. With this mod, you can fill bottles of water when it rains. And it'll show up in your inventory, as you can see here. Or you can drink water straight from ponds or lakes. You can even take skooma to instantly cure hunger and thirst, though you could become addicted and suffer from withdrawal if you don't get your daily dose of skooma. Next up is our town mod of the week, and this week we have Coal Expansion by Crankrilla. This mod, as the name implies, adds a number of buildings to the town of Coal. As you can see here. This includes a number of oddities, such as statues, and even a gallows. There's also a number of new shops, like this bakery, where you can buy all sorts of sweets. Or this clothing shop, where you can find some of the latest fashions. There's also a new lighthouse and docks area to explore. And the lighthouse can be used as a player home, with plenty of storage and organized containers to use. Not to mention a cozy hammock. There's even some unique dialogue for a few of the new NPCs. And of course, most of them sell stuff as well. One of the new additions includes a marketplace on top of the Siltstrider port, with a number of interesting characters, as you can see here. Including this regular joker, who sells coffins for a living. For our items mod of the week this week, we're taking a look at Picture of the Day paintings by Danae. This mod adds a number of paintings that you can buy to various vendors across Vardenfell, as you can see here. Each city has different paintings for sale, based on their geographical location. So you'll have to travel a fair bit to collect them all, as you can see here. You may also come across these paintings in a number of interiors across Vardenfell, like in this tavern here. And these paintings do come with complete movement scripts, so you can rotate them or move them into the perfect spot. And there are quite a few movement options, as you can see here. Here you can see a number of the paintings, and they come in two different sizes. A large portrait size and a smaller desktop size. All of these paintings are screenshots taken from Planet Elder Scrolls Picture of the Day, and they do make for some lovely decorations. Adding a bit of life to otherwise dull interiors. This week's quest mod of the week is the Magic Rings by Danjin. This mod adds a quest to one of the members of the Balmora Mages Guild, involving a horde of imps that he's accidentally unleashed on the town. These imps have stolen some magic rings from him, and you'll need to track them down and kill them in order to get the rings back. These imps aren't aggressive, but they will give you a run for your money should you miss hitting them the first time. You can find them all over town, as you can see here. And they do drop some interesting, if random, loot as well. Next up is our Landmass Mod of the week, and this week we have The Glory Road by Catherine and Tommy Kajit. This mod adds a new transport NPC to Fort Frostmoth, who will take you to Mag Mar, a new island east of Solstheim, which has a bit of a Nordic theme about it. Including a new town and surrounding forest, as you can see here. The town itself is a rather decent size, and includes a number of interesting locales, such as a library and windmill. A lot of the NPCs on this island have a unique story to tell you, and some of them are even voice acted. There's even an animal adoption center, with a number of curious animals, one of which you can even adopt for a price. As you can see here. There's also a ton of shops to visit, carrying everything from pots to paintings and potted plants and teas, amongst numerous other things. As you can see here. You'll also find a doll maker amongst the shops, and he can sell you a number of lifelike dolls. Such as this one here, which you can place and pick up again just about anywhere you desire. There's also a ton of new quests to do on the island as well, so you'll never have a dull moment. And you'll find a number of cool places to check out, like this one here. And just about every character has something to say. Indeed, some of them have quite a bit of dialogue. Not to mention a ton of stuff to buy, like bucket heads. There's even a tavern with bards and dancers. While there's a ton of stuff to check out on the Glory Road, it should be mentioned that there is some adult content in this mod, though we've obviously left that out of the video here. And in any event, There's a ton of new stuff to do in the Glory Road, so it's well worth your time to check out. For our NPC Mod of the Week this week, we have Umbra Blademaster by Melkor. This mod overhauls the boss encounter of Umbra, making the fight with this old orc much tougher than before, with a number of new and varied attacks, such as blindness, as you can see here. And during this prolonged fight, Umbra may also summon some sword companions, as you can see here. Of course, all of this also means that Umbra carries a wide array of weapons, such as a claymore, as you can see here, as well as a short sword. And a spear. And even throwing knives, for a true weapon variety. This week's new Meshes and Textures Mod of the Week is Silt Strider Bump Mapped by Logan. This is a complete texture replacer for the Silt Striders of Morrowind, giving them an updated visual look, with rich textures that make these giant beasts feel even more alive than ever before. As you can sort of see here. Next up is our Modder's Resource Mod of the Week, and this week we have Cathedral of Notre Dame by Fly TSI. This Modder's Resource contains a large cathedral model, as you can see here. Now this cathedral may look familiar, as we've actually shown quite a few mods in the past with this model used as a resource. Most recently was Leowin, which was just in the last episode. It also includes an interior model piece, which is quite impressive looking, especially with the stained glass. There's also a handful of other models included, such as benches, as you can see here. As well as an altar and music note stands, which are included in this package. You'll even find that this model includes accessible balconies as well, which has a pretty neat visual effect. This week's underrated mod of the week is Sorcha's Adventures Shop by Sorcha Ravenlock. This mod adds a small shop to the outskirts of Sedanin, as you can see here. Inside is a pleasant enough looking abode, run by a shopkeeper with a little bit of unique dialogue, and a large amount of gear perfect for new players, like alchemy equipment, bed rolls, and mark and recall amulets. Next up is our Blast from the Past mod of the week, and this week we have Dark Shroud Keep by Baratheon79. This mod adds a new NPC with a quest in Balmora. Though you'll soon find yourself in Sedanin, fighting would-be assassins. Eventually, you'll end up at a small island off the shores of Tel Brenora, as you can see here. And it's on this island that you'll encounter a new order of knights, who are quite eager to kill you. And indeed, you'll be in for a bit of a rough fight. You'll have to fight your way through the interior as well. As you can see here. Once you kill off all your opponents, this keep acts as a player home, complete with a bedroom and alchemy lab, as well as display rooms, like this one, and plenty of storage, should you need it. This storage room also comes equipped with movable mannequins, so you can pick up and drop mannequins wherever you desire. And these are completely functional, so you can add clothing to add for display. You also find a basement prison, where you can keep prisoners, or decorate it with a furniture mod. Finally, for our bonus mod of the week this week, we have Myron Reductor's Shrink Wand by Superstar. With this mod, you'll find a curious wand in the Balmora Mages Guild. And with it, you can cast spells to make NPCs smaller. As you can see here. And this works on NPCs that are added by vanilla Morrowind, or NPCs added by mods. And there's many different sizes you can shrink NPCs to. Why don't you go ahead and collect your own mushrooms, Ajira? You can also return people to their proper size by casting the spell on them again. To demonstrate all the size settings, I've gathered some eager volunteers. There's 8 settings in total, so we have 8 slaves from the Farmer mod to practice on. Here you can see all the different size settings. All the way down to this little guy over here. Now don't they just look happy? Of course, shrink spells can backfire, and shrink you instead, so you do have to be careful. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and as always, you can find the download links for each mod shown down in the description below. If you enjoyed this episode, do leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time with another 13 mods for your viewing pleasure.